Hazer, it looks like everybody is kind of walking around with a smile on their face. It's that time of year. The band is getting back together. You've been through this so many times. What are the emotions that typically come out around this time?
A lot of excitement, a lot of questions as well as to how guys are looking, how they're feeling, and again, it's been a progress so far this summer, a busy progress for us. A lot of changes coming in, and on paper it looks good. It's just how is it going to work out and how is it going to mesh as the group gets here. So it's so far it's been great and it's been so positive.
Talk about the changes. Specifically, when you guys entered the offseason, I know you and Dan will talk a lot. He's the one that makes the final decisions. But what were the changes you felt needed to be made for this team to take a step forward?
I think a lot of it is mentality, but at the same time, I think we need the guys we brought in have got a little extra grit, a little bit of sandpaper, especially the guys in the back end there, that I think we need. We need to be tougher to play against, I think, at the end of the day, and I think the group that are coming here is going to allow us to do that.
When you talk about the back end, defensively, how much stronger has this team gotten, or can this team get?
You know what, a lot, especially on our left side there, like say adding Lordy, adding Chad Tutton, adding Josh Medeiros, adding, who else might I miss? Yoakum there, right? Like that left side has now become heavy, physical, but still having that ability for us to push pace it and match what we can do from our right side of things with like with Reeser and Gilray and Brad Gillies. Like we have an extra few weapons that will allow us to attack early in shot clocks, and that's one thing we want to play with.
There's been a couple of questions with Thomas McConvey. He's going into his second year. Two-parter for you. One, how would you assess his first year? How good of a year do you think it was? And two, how much better can he be?
I think it was a really good year, and again, there was progression every time he stepped on the floor with us, and as a rookie number one, that's what you need. And again, he got his feet underneath him. He got comfortable with the speed of the game, back playing box lacrosse, and again, he's played his entire life, but he's had a gap there where he hasn't played too much box lacrosse, right? So it's regaining that confidence and playing at this level and this speed. It's a learning curve, and there's progression every single time, and that progression is going to continue.
But how important is Ryland Hartley, and I guess more specifically, just the health of that position, because goaltending was a pretty big narrative last year.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? And we need stops. No matter what we do in front of the net, if we're not going to get the stops when it gets there, it's tough to make those changes and make those tweaks at the end of the day. And Hart's health is still priority number one. If he's healthy, it gives us a great opportunity. And again, Hutchie got a great year of experience where we had to lean on him, and we're going to continue on that path as well. Like they're going to continue to push each other. And again, at the same time, Kevin Orleman, like he's got something to prove. He's rehabbed himself really hard this summer to put him in the spot that he's going to push these other two guys. So it's not a given, and there's nothing given, I think, at this camp, which is really good, because even though we did make changes and we don't have the maximum amount of guys in training camp, we have internal competition about who's going to step on the floor each and every night, and that's what we need to be better.
We asked you to carry that internal competition. I mean, is that almost a non-negotiable in a camp like this? Like it absolutely has to be part of it?
100%, and that's where I think we are as an organization are now. Before it was, okay, let's add, let's build, and bring pieces to add it. I think now it's our mindset has got to be that it's maybe not quite good enough anymore. Like again, and I don't want to talk results in October, but we want to see some results at the end of the day. We're still going to go through our process to get there, and we're going to build towards 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, whatever games we're going to play this year. We want to play the maximum amount we can this year. But yeah, that internal competition is what's going to make us better, and that's where we are today as an organization. We're pushing ourselves, which is great to see.
Last thing I'll ask is, you just said we don't talk about results in October, but to an extent, you can look at the results of your offseason, your acquisitions. How much of an eye do you keep on other teams in the NLL in terms of what they did in the offseason? Buffalo's coming off another championship. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys feel your offseason stacks up compared to some other teams?
You look at it from far at the end of the day, and again, you look at Buffalo, and again, they're where everybody wants to get to. And again, that's the great part about this time of year is everybody's on that even footing, and that we're 0-0. Nothing's happened yet, right? So you look at it, but at the same time, our focus has been internal, right? Like we've always worried about what we have to do, and if we can again be efficient and be smart, and again just build within, we expect to get there at some point. And at some point, we're hoping it's going to be this year.
Great.